and welcome to another Giddaa interview. Today we have a handsome young man here. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Cynthia Otubu, media consultant for Giddaa. And like I said, today we have a very handsome young man here. We have Mr. Anetor. Mr. Anetor, from the brief I read, I see you hold two strong leadership role in the company, Kairos Hof. Can you tell us what you mean or what you hold in this company?
Thank you very much. First of all, you're most welcome to Kyros Hof.
Thank you.
We are actually Kyros Group, and within the group, we have multiple companies under the group, 7 to be specific. We are actively running 2 at this moment, Kyros of Consultants, which is our real estate arm, and Kyros of Energy, which is our smart energy company. So within Kyros of Consultants, the real estate company, I'm the director for business development and technology. And within the energy company, I am the MD and CEO for the energy company.
That's nice. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
It's a privilege having this conversation with you, right?
Thank you.
Lovely. So I've seen Kyros Hof a couple of times. I've seen your billboards, I've seen your flyers and all that. Is it English? Kyros Hof.
Kyros.
What exactly is the inspiration behind the brand? Because the name sounds so powerful, you know. So what's the inspiration behind the brand?
All right. So we are also an international brand. We are a Dutch and Nigerian company. We have an office in the Netherlands, Kyros Hof BV. So the name Hof, it stems from the Dutch language. It means dwelling, home, place, and Kyros means right. So when we were looking for the right name to name the vision of what we were trying to build, Kyros, of course, stood out for the right time, right place, and Hof for dwelling place, which we also wanted to show our marriage with the inspiration we draw from the Dutch community around how they design their living, more or less the art of living, which is why our slogan is also the art of living. So Kyros Hof means the right place, right home, right spot.
Really inspirational.
Thank
So
you.
Kyros Hof, the reason behind the brand is to create something right.
Something
To give you
very
something
right.
perfect,
Give you the right.
because
Yes.
we all know what a home means. A home means a peace of mind.
Exactly.
A home means
Where you
your
find
whole
peace.
life. You
Yes.
know where you know the word home.
Yes.
So it's really fantastic hearing this, right? So back to, behind every organization you have a mission and a vision, right? What's the mission behind Kyros Hof? You know, what's so special about Kyros Hof? Can you tell us, please?
I'll be very. Our mission is very simple. We want to improve the quality of life of our residents across our projects, and in doing that, we use research-backed methodologies in how we design the quality of life and the features which we want to provide residents who key into any of our projects. Like we like to say, you would notice within maybe most of our promotional communication materials, we don't usually mention estates much. You see things like communities, you see things like cities. In fact, we class our products into 4 classes. We have courts. Courts are projects that are below 1 hectare. And these projects are strictly luxury. They're mostly luxury projects. We have counties. Our counties are anything from 1 hectare to about 39.999 hectares. And then we have communities. Communities are from 40 hectares to 60 hectares. And from 60 hectares and above, these are cities. So within these projects, we have designed various features to suit and key into the life of those who will be living within these clusters that we've designed. So this is the reason why everything we do is research backed, and we are a very sustainable company. We care very much about the environment because we believe that without the environment, humans wouldn't even be here. I always tell people that the earth can move on without man on this planet. In fact, we are the most destructive elements that exist on this planet. Other animals who exist here, more or less, they live in a secular kind of economy, secular kind of system. They take what they need and they more or less share and rejuvenate the earth. We know how to consume and destroy and don't know how to make sure we create that balance. So we try to make sure we create that balance, even in the methods of which we use to deliver our projects. And we key into the SDG goals and also trying to help Nigeria meet its target for Vision 2030 around reducing its carbon footprint by 30%. So we're doing this in both the methodologies of construction and by infusing our clean energy solutions for our houses and our projects.
Wow, in fact, I'm having a very intelligent conversation right now, and I must say, um, I like this. I like this. I like that there's a strong vision or there's a strong mission behind the brand. So whoever is whether you're new to the company or you're already there, you just have to be focused. You just have
Very,
to be aligned,
very, very
and
much.
come to think of sustainability. That's another point that got me
A whole ball game
really
entirely.
excited.
Yeah.
Not every developer, not every company is really interested in what you just said. So I must really commend them, Kairos Hof,
Thank you very
for
much.
that, for being empathic to nature.
Yeah.
You give and you take.
Take, exactly.
It's
The balance
amazing.
has to be struck at
Right,
a point.
it's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about your locations. You
Yeah.
call them there's a county, there's a community, there's a court, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So is there any one that you're particularly proud of that you can tell me, hey, CC, go there and check out our project? And
So
you'll be,
yes,
wow.
we have a project that we are very fond of, and that's the Hof City at Idu. It's a few minutes from the train station, and in that project, I would say we poured our hearts into it. It's going to be a pinnacle of, will I say, templates for how communities and clusters and cities should be designed eventually for this region, for Nigeria, Africa, and for the rest of the world too, to also look at how we are trying to create and fuse in those elements of things that will make people's lives, will I say, better. In fact, for the company, we had already set a, will I say, a goal from how we even design our structures, how we onboard our teams, how we hire, and the rest of them. Because we want this company to outlive all of us who founded the company. We are looking at a minimum of 100 years. And so for even our projects, we design our projects to be long term, including our business models. So beyond, we don't just build and sell, we also look to produce and provide facility features that can sustain the longevity of those features which we say want to offer our residents. That is where the facility management company comes in. And even for our projects, we have community councils which we've designed that is going to also be balanced, where residents will also be on the board of the council so that their voices still also can be heard. And we, on the other end, try to make sure we maintain those features we want to provide people. So, for instance, in the Hof City, the Hof City is going to be home to over 3,000 families to start with. We're also going to have bike lanes. We are dedicating more than 3 hectares to green areas. We have jogging routes that are marked so people can easily know how their fitness journey is going. We will have bus stops within, and we want to use electric buses. So we're trying to reduce the amount of carbon within these spaces. We'll have industrial air purifiers. And may I add to this, all these features we're putting in place, the metrics we want to use to measure our success in the next 10, 20 years within that project is the improved quality of life of our residents. So we want to improve people's life expectancy within that project. And even air quality will be measured. Industrial scale air purifiers will be installed. We're using clean energy backed up by gas generators, which has a lower carbon emission footprints, like your diesel and petrol generators. This and many other features. Even the trees we planted, we're very deliberate about the trees. We have the golden showers, we have the purple jacaranda. These are trees that absorb more carbon and release more oxygen than the regular trees you find, and they were installed deliberately. And per streets would bloom various colors. So we have streets that will bloom gold. With the golden shower trees, we have streets that will bloom purple and the rest of them. This is another way we want to try and bring some excitement into people's lives. So you wake up in the morning very bright and early. So these are some of the things we want to do at that project. We also have a care home for those who would have old parents that live there and will need care either in-house or within the care home center. We have a community center and many sports facilities. Even for the schools, we're looking to have there. We're discussing with partners that have international presence and can bring quality standard. And there's so much emphasis on sports and fitness for those schools. We hope to produce Olympians from these schools. So it's a very long-term vision. And this is something we've also inbred into our own team so that they can deliver this and translate this down to both the residents so that they are aware even before they move in and understand how things are going to be done. Everybody who is going to be living there are going to be properly accounted for. We're going to be working heavily with data. All residents will be registered. Even if you own the property, or even if you're renting from someone who owns the property, you have to be registered, given an ID. There'll be so much access control. And even the handymen from right now, as we're designing even our electric lines, our plumbing lines, the schematic drawings are being prepared. And before anyone can come in and provide maintenance, the person has to go through the schematics so they're aware of what they're going to do. So there's a lot of planning and research that was done, and we're carefully following on implementation to make sure at least we tick off all the necessary dots that we need to tick off.
I'm excited to hear every word that you have spoken today. Like, it shows that you guys are paying attention to details.
Heavily.
And that's it for me.
Heavily.
You know, when you pay attention to detail, you know, yeah, this person, it's aiming at perfection. Yeah, you might not really get there, but yeah.
Aim for that at least.
You know, just aim for it, you know. So in the, you know, we have economic challenges because they say if in life you have to always do better, always be progressive. So in terms of your designs, architectural designs, you know, in terms of other things, how have you guys been able to curb these challenges? How have you guys been able to stay on top of, you know, be the boss, still rock your wheels and you're still there? So how have you guys been able to manage this?
So first of all, I would like to say, if you're doing business, especially within this region, within this part, Nigeria is to be specific. As a business owner, you have to understand your market very well. And when I say your market, the political landscape, economic landscape, and how the dynamics of pricing happen. So make sure you've factored in a lot of things into that, especially when governments change. A lot of things to change along with that. So try and make sure you're prepared ahead of time. And when I say prepared, your material sourcing, where you source your materials from, the kind of agreements you have with your suppliers. Beyond that, you should look at cost. What are your cost-saving elements? You are on a construction site. What kind of materials can you salvage from excavation that you can reuse? For instance, just to give you a typical example, we have a 600-meter road, the first road we did within a certain street. And we looked at, I always tell people, going clean, going sustainable, sometimes it's cost effective. It's very, very cost effective. I'll get into that. So for this road especially, we looked at the topo very well. We looked at the elevation. We said, how can we save the environment and cost while at this? And by carefully looking at the leveling of the road versus the houses that are going to flank the road, we were able to use methods that we saved ourselves about 530 trips of laterite that we would have had to bring in into the site. There was a way we were able to make those calculations. So imagine the amount of CO2 about 500 and something trucks would emit into the air when transporting these materials to your site. And by and large, the way some of this laterite is sourced is not even in the most sustainable manner. So we first of all saved CO2, saved on our pockets. Those things we would have had to buy. And at the end of the day, we're still able to achieve what we wanted. So sometimes I always advise that you look at other methods that you can use to build or deliver on your houses without breaking the bank. What we also do too is we don't usually sell all our units to finish. We usually sell to shell. At shell level, at least the key component materials you need, your cement, your iron rods, and the rest of them. These are things you can pay ahead of time to your suppliers, and you can have them in bulk distributed or warehoused, and you can access them when you need them. As against finished materials like tiles, fittings, plumbing materials, and co that you might need at finishing stage, and these things prices rise on the day. So by the time we've gotten to the stage of finishing, at that point we usually renegotiate with customers on the finishing materials they want to use so that we can finish your interior to your taste and at your budget.
Okay. So in terms of designs, how do you stay ahead of the trend, in terms of designs, your home designs? Because design is it's evolving massively like every day. So have you been able to do that? And we've been hitting on environmental impact.
Yes.
How so? Just talk briefly. How have you been able to also stay ahead of the game in terms of
So
that?
for design, on the environment side, we conform to the EDGE guidelines. So there's an EDGE guideline for builders who want to build sustainably, and they give you various guidelines around energy management, air circulation, penetration of natural lightings, and co. So we use French windows for most of our houses. If you go to most of our properties, you'll notice a lot of glass. There's a lot of long windows, and the longer windows allow for better circulation of air. It allows for exchange of hot and cold air to come in and go out of the house. So the houses stay ventilated and stay cool most times of the day because of just that design alone. And during the daytime, residents won't have to use too much lighting during the daytime. They can rely on the natural lighting from the sun and co because there are bigger windows at strategic positions around the house so that you have all of that coming in. That's on one side. On the other end of the design, all our architects are also trained heavily on how to build and design sustainable houses, and while also looking at cost of construction. So these are some of the things we have put our own team through. Like we said, you can't give what you don't have. So we didn't leave it at the founders to understand what the vision was. We also translated it to those who would be designing and also the engineers who will be implementing this design on the ground. So everyone is on the same page on what we're trying to achieve with regards to that.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. Right now we're in the technology era, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're not techie right now, you're just not
it's
right?
a necessity at this
It's
point.
a necessity.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on some technological ways you guys are making home buying experience easier?
Okay, so first of all,
how have you been able to be innovative with technology to make the home buying experience
very easy,
very seamless?
So to make that, to speak on that, as I've been mentioning long ago, you can't give what you don't have. I have a technology background. I've been consulting most of my life within the technology space. I would say for over 17 years now. Wow. Built lots of products with various companies and co. So when we were starting this, it was a no-brainer to understand that technology had to be the background or the supporting structure for what we're doing here. And from day one, we made sure we had our own ERP inbuilt for managing our customers, managing requests, managing our properties, managing everything, our day-to-day operations and co. And even all our customers who purchase properties from us have an account on the ERP. They can log in to see their properties, see their receipts, see their payment plans, make requests, and the rest of them. This is just on the client management side and within the team management side. On the side of the construction, of course, we're working with smart energy solutions provided by energy companies, Kairos Hof Energy, who are providing us with smart sockets, smart switches, smart mood lighting applications, smart inverter and solar systems. And all of this work seamlessly backed by today AI to automate most of your energy use, automate your access control use, automates various things around your lighting, access control for the estates, and many other things. So when it comes to technology, we are not playing around in that regard. It's a very core part of our business.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful to hear. We all know what's going on right now. The economy is not smiling. Well,
At all.
it's smiling on you, I can say. So, with the current economic challenge, are there incentives that has been provided, to make owning your home, your houses, more attainable? Are they like, how you've made this, maybe your payment plan more convenient, costing also more approachable, so that people can actually buy your homes?
Okay, so first things first. On our own end, any smart developer would know that um, at beginnings of your projects, you have your entry level pricing. Even if you know what price ceiling you are heading to at the end of the day, you have your entry level pricing, which you use to onboard your first set of, will I say, customers or buyers. And of course, that should be carefully monitored. You should have your eyes on your numbers at every stage of the time. And with that, so that you can have buffers, so that you can use that to cushion the effect of economic impact on your construction. We know what happened with the price of cement in the last 2 weeks, price of iron rods in the last 2 weeks, and every other, including labor, everything has gone up. But if you don't have a buffer, then you have a problem, because where do you transfer this unforeseen costs to? At the end of the day, you find in some instances, some developers now have to start going back to customers to start begging and explaining that these prices have to change. And that will not really sit well with a lot of customers, that they have to now pay more than what they've been offered initially. So on the finance side, we've already created those buffers first to try and see how we make that easy for the customer. We don't transfer heavy costs to the customers. For the payment plans, yes, what we do, we don't usually have like fixed payment plans. We have a period, but we create custom payment plan per customer, because we believe each customer doesn't earn the same way the other customer earns. So we usually discuss with our sales team, we design a payment plan that suits you. And of course, we understand how the economy can be. And in many cases, we keep that communication open. If you're having challenges meeting up, you can come in and re-evaluate your payment plan, and we can redesign something to suit the challenges you may be facing at the time. So we are human also, so we know what's going on, and of course we want our residents to come and live there. So we will do whatever it is within our power to make sure that happens.
Hmm. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So we noticed that there's a noticeable gap in the availability of affordable housing,
Yeah.
which is an opportunity for developers to make
Mhm.
more money, right?
Mhm.
So is Kairos Hof looking at that area of affordable housing?
Yeah.
Provision of affordable housing. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so with regards to this, beyond just affordable, because when you say affordable housing, we have will I say, a group or a class of people who are the biggest, receiving the biggest end of the stick with regards to this affordable housing thing, which is the younger people. Um, I would like to say the Gen Zs generally are the biggest hits, because usually many things around housing, they are not usually even carried along at all, and they are not even looked at in the mix. And we decided to even create a product that addresses this class of people. Yes, focus heavily on Gen Z, but we extended it to people within, to up to the age of 40, from 18 to 40. So even within the Hof City, we created the project we called Z Cotton. Z is for Gen Z, but of course, those who are Gen Z at heart can also key in. If you're below 40, you can key into this product also. Cotton is Dutch for discount. So we offer an apartment complex. We have an apartment complex we're developing within the Hof City, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms that we're developing within the Hof City. And people within this age group can access those properties for up to 30% off the regular price in the market. And with this, we hope to get their buy-in and have the inclusion of these people to key into this product and become homeowners. So yes, we're trying our best. The market isn't smiling. But we also understand that people need homes. Young people need homes. Many young people are still renting, even up to 35, 40. They can't even buy something because they are not within the income bracket that may be able to access this. And so yes, we consider them. And apartment buildings, building up is one of the easiest ways we can factor in more people into within a space so that the cost can be reduced for them. So yes, we created a product to try and address this particular issue within the market.
Wow, I must say what I'm hearing is highly commendable.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you decided to take the young people and say, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Right? It's really, really nice. So we know that when it comes to the aspect of developing, developers are not usually, they lack a lot of integrity. So what's really sets Kyros Hof off? What's that thing that stands you out, right? When it comes to integrity, trustworthiness, especially for those in diaspora. We have there's a gap there.
Yeah.
Lack of trust,
Yeah.
right? So have you been able to prove that yes, Kyros Hof is trustworthy? Hey, bring your money, you can invest with us. How have you been able to do that? Or how are you doing that?
First of all, before I get to the later part of the answer, we're talking with Gidanka to start with. Gidanka is also trying to showcase reliable developers to the larger community and international Nigerians in diaspora and co. So this shows that we're committed to reaching out to these people. That's one. On the integrity part, and I always tell people, most times the line of integrity is crossed when communication breaks. We try to keep communications very open and clear with our subscribers, our customers, and co. We have a dedicated telesales department who focuses on putting out information out there to our customers and our clients, be it via periodic newsletters, phone calls, or social media channels, and the rest of them. And we try to make sure our clients are updated step by step on what's going on. If there are any delays for any reasons, we communicate this to them. This is the reason why there's a delay. So most times breaking trust comes when people are not clear on what you're doing, or they don't understand what's going on, or they don't understand how your processes work. We have a very, very clear process from when we onboard our clients. So when you're interested, you show interest, we provide you with the necessary information you want to see. If you want to visit the sites, we arrange for that. If you have a lawyer who wants to vet or look at documents, you invite the person over, they look at those documents. Once you make your payment, before payment, your offer is given to you, you agree, you sign on the offer, and based on your offer, we will transact with you. At every stage of payment you make, you're issued your receipts, you are onboarded on the ERP, you can log in and see your data at every point in time. So your information is in front of you, in your hands at any time you need it. And if you are not sure, you're not clear of any information, we always let you know. And part of what we also do once in a while, we hold, town hall sessions with our clients. Those who are around can come in. We intimate them of all we have been doing, take them around our sites, let them see for themselves. We also do periodic videos, updates of progress of work across our site. So we try to put out as much information as possible. So at every step of the way, those who have entrusted us with their investments are sure of what is going on with their investments. Once you are very sure of what's happening with your money, the issue of trust wouldn't surface.
The Nigerian real estate market is currently evolving, and it's rapidly evolving too, right? How's Kyros Hof been able to navigate the complexities of the Nigerian real estate market to ensure perfect delivery, timely delivery of projects?
It's a good thing you mentioned the word complexities. We operate in a very dynamic environment. When I say dynamic, I mean dynamic that shatters timelines heavily. So it's as I always say, it's always good to put your eyes very closely on the trends and try to see how you can at least meet up with what you promised your customers. So what we do in that regard, when we have maybe certain setbacks that are outside our control per se, we try as much as possible to keep very open communications with our clients. We work very closely with our project managers and our human resource team to see areas where we might need additional manpower or additional support to try and make sure we stick to our timelines. So if it requires we add additional team members to speed up work so that we can meet up with the timeline, we make sure we get that done. If we require to add additional resources, we get that done. Just to give an example, we had a session yesterday with our logistics department to look at certain challenges they were having around movement of goods and products across various sites, materials across various sites that we needed, and how we could speed that up, looking at some of the drawbacks we've been having in terms of supplies. And there was a very reduced amount of supply of especially cement in the last 2 weeks due to the scarcity and the pricing. Luckily for us, we already had some bulk supply, so we had some inventory, but even at that, we had to make sure we restocked and the rest of them. So yes, we try to make sure at every stage, if there's going to be any delay, we most times have predicted it ahead of time and look at measures we can put in place to mitigate it as much as possible. But if we see that it's going to affect the timelines of any project, of course, it's our duty and our responsibility to communicate that clearly to the clients, to let them understand, oh, fine, we are going to be late by an extra month or two due to XYZ factors, and we have to make sure whatever reasons we are giving are verifiable and genuine.
Okay, good. So you take responsibility. That's it.
Very important. Very important.
So to conclude this, how's your partnership with Giddaa going to be beneficial to your clients? I mean, both old and new, right?
Yes.
Both Nigerians and those in diaspora. How's this partnership going to help?
As I initially mentioned, we're big on technology, and any partner who brings technology-backed initiatives that could help us, will I say, access a larger market. So first of all, who wouldn't want to access Nigerians in the diaspora? These are people who are earning in FX and very stable currencies, and this is direct foreign investment for the country. So Giddaa is doing quite well in trying to attract this investment securely into the country. And by and large, it's going to be beneficial for both ends. One, Nigerians can now key into property investments back home, own a home back home, which is the dream of many Nigerians. Many went to, will I say, get better lives abroad so they can earn more to have something befitting back home. So Giddaa is trying to make that happen. And of course, it's a no-brainer to partner with such bright minds to see how we can make that happen too with them. So yes, we're happy to partner with Giddaa on this journey. And of course, Giddaa also would enjoy the partnership and the handshake with Kyros Hof.
Nice. I'm sure there's going to be a very smooth and beautiful partnership.
I'm so looking forward to it.
So our viewers, thank you so much for your time. You've been with us till the very end. We appreciate you for that. Thank you so much, Mr. Anetor, for doing this. It's a privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So till we come your way again, invest in